Just a quick flash note of some of the supergene hematite I picked up about a week or so ago. I've kind of set it aside so it wash from the loose particles, and some of that particle matter is also hematite, but it's just not firm, solid, hardcore hematite. And one might ask, well, why is it even still sitting out here? Well, it's because I'm kind of letting the rain kind of debride some of the soft, loose stuff. In other words, it's kind of like a car wash, a shower of sorts. Kind of getting it where it's a little less clay filled. It ain't a perfect plan per se, but it's just kind of the way to reduce some of the non-iron mineral oxides here. It does reduce some of the iron mineral oxides, I'm sure. I have no doubt that by doing it the way I'm doing it, I'm taking away a portion of whatever the total iron content of what I pulled out of the ground is, but I should, in theory, while reducing content, increase concentration. Because the reason you don't want certain other undesirable oxides in there is because especially if it's aluminum oxide or zirconium oxide, it has no value to this process in the short run. In other words, you cannot take aluminum and convert aluminum oxide back into aluminum. It just doesn't work. You have to use other methods for that. Therefore, and it's very energy intense. Therefore, for making iron products, you don't want to add aluminum into the cycle. And clay has a lot of aluminum, zirconium, and other things in it, even potassium, that are not beneficial to metallurgical processes for high temperature alloys. In fact, you generally don't want sodium, potassium, aluminum, lithium, magnesium, or many of the other things in your high purity, high temperature alloys. So basically, by washing it out, then I reduce the chance of it contaminating my reactions later on. We're supposed to get more flooding weather here pretty soon, probably tonight, in which case I will probably be back over here in the showing, picking up some more of the hematite from this location here where the supergene formation was at, and adding it. But that'll probably be a day or two down the road, maybe, I don't know. And there's a piece. And there's a piece. One of the interesting things about it is a very little amount of rain can make it suddenly stand out quite starkly. When it's bright, it'll be yellow. When it's dull, it'll be brown, but the silica still looks different. Therefore, intermittent and amongst all the silicate material, there's always a certain amount of the hematite material here. If a person has a sharp eye, and in my case glasses, so that their sharp eye is sharpened by the glasses. I just picked up that about a pound right there in a matter of seconds. Now, could I dig this out and get more faster? Yeah. Should I? I don't think so. Certainly not with small amounts like this, because the amount of effort isn't really worth it to me for the amount of mineral I get out of the ground. Just leaves them right out here in the open, and they'll wash down a little bit and then go on with the rest of it. So I'm guessing I've got about 250 pounds worth, maybe. Hard to say. That's it for my recent adventures in mining. So I'll see y'all later.